Because as I could see, like many people who are attending here were already, uh, some people were already into insurance, some people were known about the Guidewire part. I think maybe one or two people were new to this. So let me today, because this is a first this thing, wherein today I'm going to explain you, because for this layman perspective, do remember, right? So I'm not going right from the Guidewire Policy Center or something of that. Today I'm going to explain you the importance of few things. One is about importance of property casualty insurance and what are the different applications do we have now and then, and why Guidewire is so prominent, and what exactly being a business analyst from the Guidewire perspective that we need to perform. Right. So these are the four questions that we need to answer today. So if you have any questions in regard to this, you can always uh, ask me so that I will answer those questions to you. Right. So let's start with property and casualty insurance, because as in when the market of property and casualty insurance is very larger across world, right? So either it can be US market or Canada, or it can be an Indian market. Property and casualty insurances have many services, like we have property, casualty, life, annuity, marine insurance, vehicle, commercial lines, personal lines, we call vehicle loans, vehicle insurances, all these. So when the property and casualty insurance industry as a whole, I see, right? So not as an organization. Industry you see, or a sector you see, sector you see. To manage different services, either it can be policies, or it can be billing, it can be claims, it can be underwriting, or it can be of anything. There are applications required, maybe for each and every services, whether they are choosing one application or they are taking all these services in one application. That is depends on the choice of the organization, one to another. It differs sometimes. So if we see property and casualty insurance as a whole, what are the services we see? Because either policy renewal has to be made, or policies has to be registered, right? So policy cancellations or any policy developments. For everything, there are softwares. Normally, we used to have a lot of softwares, old versions, old softwares. We have something like mainframe legacy systems organizations are using for a very long time. But the major reason nowadays you see from couple of years onwards, wherein you see most of the requirements you see are landed for two things. I think hope people are already in the guide where you'll be knowing that. Two things. One is about the configuration part. Second is about the integration part. As far as the job requirement is concerned, I'm talking about which industry is looking for. Configuration means configuring the application according to the business rules and government mandates of the application. Because Guidewire is a product by itself. Because we have many products, I'm not specifying here as a Guidewire. As an example, they can transform from old legacy systems to the new application. Assume that it's a property and casualty insurance company. They were having very good market in personal lines, personal auto lines, for example. Now they want to switch over to commercial auto lines or property insurance. They want to increase their market, which is part of their business expansion, which is part of their business improvements based on the strategic decisions which management takes. They have to make some subsequent changes in the application. That is something essentially required. They have to make some application changes. Existing applications may not be so compatible to make changes, because as an example, I say, right, so they're using some mainframe application which was developed more than 15, 20 years back. Making changes in the existing application will be something difficult. So they want some product which normally they want to hire, because developing a product from the scratch is an expensive affair. It's not simple to understand, because you have to explain this from the scratch to the solution provider so that subsequently they'll provide it. So that is something not feasible. That is not something possible in all the occasions. In this regard, so organizations are choosing some products, but the products require some customization. That is what organizations are looking for. They want to customize their products according to their business rules. Let's say they are not providing services in one region where, according to the regulations and legal considerations and all, they want to make some changes in it. As an example, I'm saying, like, you can relate anything. So they want to make some changes in the existing product, which was already developed, because insurance is a guideware, or it can be Duck Creek, or it can be Magisco. We have the three, as far as my explanation I'm giving you. There were many, of course. We used to use Magisco is one, Guideware is there, Duck Creek we have. They want to customize these products according to the organizational requirements. Because product is available, features are available, modules available, features available. But that has to be configured according to the organizational requirements. That is where generally they want. Organizations need it nowadays. Many organizations are transforming. When you see the job profiles, you will be knowing that well. As far as the job description is concerned, I'm talking about. This is the first point. Second, integration. When you talk about integration, where they wants to integrate Guideware with some other external systems or internal systems. For example, we are using some claims application where we want to integrate with some policy center to access the data, or else you want to integrate with some CRM or ERP systems. So transformation of data and all everything. So for that, integration is required. So integrating either with internal systems or external systems is always needed. To do that, right? So you need to create some APIs, application programming interface, we call it. We have to create some APIs, either it can be RESTful API or something like, so that we develop a communication between two different applications. That's where generally the concept of API is all about. So they have to integrate so that access of data or edit or modify, that can be done. So organizations require these two. One is about the configuration, and second is about integration. These are the two major areas being into organization level. You see, this is what something they want. But as in when you see a solution provider in IT services company, people who are good at development, right? So they may be good at development, programming, testing, right? So they may be good at architecture. This kind of expertise these people have. But understanding the right essence of property casualty insurance, followed by the kind of services they want, what kind of changes they want, and why are they want these changes. To understand, they require some business analyst, because business analyst is a common profile. This is nothing to do with any domain as specific, because business analysts are the people who acts as a liaison between business and technical community, to make it very simple. So they require some business analyst. What this business analyst do? Business analysts try to understand the requirements of the customer, and providing solutions for them is something which, being a BA, we do. That's what generally the role of a BA. But now and then business analyst roles are in different category, because regular BAs are different. Regular BA means a person working for an IT organization having business analysis skill sets, because you have some knowledge areas in business analysis, something like business analysis, planning and monitoring, requirement illustration, life cycle management, enterprise and strategy analysis. Different knowledge areas, like wherein to understand the requirement, translating the requirements. This is a continuous development, which being into business analysis, one has to perform. So they require some people who have business analyst skills. That is point number one. Apart from that, as in when they are working for regular IT industry, they require some people having some knowledge over the technology. Maybe relating to some projects are relating to data. So person should require some SQL knowledge or Power BI, or it can be API, or it can be XML, or it can be web services. Because when you are transforming applications, or when we are working on applications, We need to read the files, like either it will be in XML or JSON formats and all. Subsequently, we have to make some changes. So technical knowledge is becoming inevitable for a BA. That's what I'm trying to say. Second is functional knowledge. Either it can be PNC domain, or it can be healthcare, it can be banking, right? It can be of any other domain. Domain knowledge is needed because if you want to understand the requirements, especially when you are migrating an application, first of all, you need to know the industry and what are the activities that industry performs. If you have that knowledge, so then it is easy for them to make subsequent changes in that, because ground reality and functional domain expertise is always needed. The reason why they require BA, why business analyst required, because of this reason. Because technical people may understand the technical complexity and they can develop a logic according. That is what something which they can do. But when it comes to the understanding of requirement purpose, especially from the configuration part, because being a business analyst, we focus more on the configuration side rather than the integration. Of course, we see some requirements even for integration also, but comparing to configuration, it is limited, I can say, to my knowledge, because configurations is more needed, right? So because we need to uh, configure some data models, right? So we need to configure some rating, or it can be workflows, right? So different changes has to be made. So for that, we require some BA who should understand the needs of the customer, making subsequent changes. This is where generally we, being a BA, we do it.